जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधार गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु महाभगवत श्रील गोरक्षरदास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत को जय। श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टक की जय। जय श्री श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोसाई पाद की जय। श्री चैतन्य चरितमृत की जय। Jai, all the commentaries, the Sanmodan Bhashya of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, the Vritti of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai, and all the other commentaries of our acharyas ki jai. Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. All right, one second, let me just get this open. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varate Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdigahana Sukam Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastra Gyasam Rajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Smara Gaura Gadadhara Kelikalang Bhava Gaura Gadadhara Pakshachara Shrenu Gaura Gadadhara Charukatang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Shri Saruparaya Sangha Harsha Shesha Ghoshanam Shikshanashtakakya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshanam Prema Nama Matra Vishwa Jivanaika Sambharam Prema Dhama Devam Eva Nomi Gora Sundaram प्रेमोर्भावितः हर्षैर्योद्वेगदैन्यार्तिमिश्रितं लपितं गुरचन्द्रस्य भाग्यवद्भिर्निषेव्यते प्रभुर्शिक्षाष्टक श्लोक जय पढ़े सुने कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति तार बाड़े dine dine. Whoever reads or hears the Lord Shikshashtak verses, that person's prem bhakti for Krishna increases day by day. Maybe let's recite the Shikshashtak before we begin. Once again, let me find it. Open recent. Okay. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vedavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Me Drishamiha Janinanuraga Trinarapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Hari Na dhanam na janam na sundarim Kavitam va jagadish kamaye Mama janmani janmanishware Bhavatar bhakti rahaitu ki tvai Ainandatanu jakinkaram Patitang mam vishame bhavam budho Kripaya tava para pankaja Stitadhuli sadrisham vichintaya Nayanangalarashudharaya Padanam gadgadarudaya gira Pulakarnichitam vapukada Tava nama grahane bhavishyati Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishayitam Shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me Ashlishabha parartang pinashtumam Adarshanan marmahatam kurutu va Yatha tatha va vidadhatulam pato Mat prananatastu sa evana para. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Chatamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, and Ganga Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there, and Sarveshwari Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and whoever else is there, Dandavat Pranams. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. Also, pranams to all devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi and Jayade Prabhu and Revati Didi Haribo. So we are continuing on with our reading of, well, right now we're going through the first chapter of Bhajana-rahasya, the first Yam Sadhan. And I didn't, yesterday was a busy day, so I didn't get to prepare anything. Oh, just in case you didn't see, I posted this on Facebook, but yesterday on my website, Vine of Devotion, one second, let me open it up. I posted the first verse. I'm starting a series now where I'll go through all the many verses in Chaitanya Bhagavat on the topic of Vaishnava Parad, Vaishnav Ninda. It's criticizing Vaishnavs. And just to start on Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur's appearance day, I just translated the first verse of it. And I'll continue translating different sections. There are so many different sections of Chaitanya Bhagavat. But here, I'll just show you the verse that I translated last night. One second. How do I open this? Okay. But yeah, there are many more verses. Actually, yesterday that was like half of our program. We read the verses from this section, but there's so many sections in Chaitanya Bhagavat on this topic. So this is Vaishnave Bhed Darshan Karyir Durgati Labh. So the misfortune of one who perceives differences among Vaishnavas. Nitya Shuddha Jnanavanta Vaishnava Shakal Tabe je kalaha dekho sab kutuhala. All Vaishnavas, this is from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhyakanda 5, verse 137. So all Vaishnavas are eternally pure and endowed with transcendental knowledge. Therefore, any quarrel you observe among them is entirely a playful affair. Sab kutuhala. Kutuhala in the dictionary is like curiosity, inquisitiveness, eagerness, wonder. But I've also seen it used in like play and delight and like used in that sense. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I might have to change that. But yeah, so it's entirely a playful affair. I think maybe I saw that in the Sanskrit dictionary. Let me just check the Sanskrit dictionary. Is that in the Sanskrit dictionary? Let's see. Kutlangyu Hala. Let's see what it says. Sorry, guys, I'm getting distracted. I always do this. Kutuhala. Curiosity, interest in any extraordinary matter. Eagerness, surprising, wonderful, celebrated, excellent. Where did I get the word playful from? Wonderful, excellent, best, praised, celebrated, desire, curiosity. What excites curiosity? Anything pleasing or interesting. A curiosity, a delight, pleasure. Okay, so these are all synonyms for amusing, exciting, curiosity. Okay, so it's all these good things. When there's any kind of quarrel between a Vaishnav, instead of seeing it in a negative way, we should see it in that this is delightful. It's like it's a positive thing. It's kutuhal. And why is that? Well, Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in his Gaudiya Bhashya, his commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavat, he'll explain why is it kutuhala, this kalaha. this. Those words are kind of similar, huh? Kalaha and kutuhala. Kalaha, kutuhala. So the quarrels are actually the kalaha, the quarrels are kutuhala. All right. So what he says is, pure Vaishnavas are wise with eternally pure knowledge, nitya shuddha gyan. Any apparent difference of opinion found among such transcendental Vaishnavas exists solely to increase astonishing variegatedness, chamatkarita. In truth, there are no divergent opinions among those who are situated in their spiritual nature. Among the Atma Dharmis, there's no divergent opinions. Difference of opinion are found only among those who operate on the mental plane, the Manodharmis, not in the Atma Dharmis, only in the Manodharmis. The appearance of varied perspectives among spiritually situated souls serves to unfold the variety, the vichitrata of spiritual nature of Atma Dharma. Within this, there is no clamor of materialistic enjoyment and renunciation, nor the noisy display of false or pretentious devotion, micha bhakti. So this is actually in these quarrels. Why do these happen? It's so that there'll be the appearance. The word was akar, which means like the form or appearance. It can also mean appearance. Of varied perspectives among spiritually situated souls serves to unfold the variety, the vichitrata, the wonderful variety of spiritual nature of Atma Dharma. Okay. I'm going to continue translating the rest of this section from Chaitanya Bhagavad. I just wanted to at least finish one verse yesterday. But I'm sorry, I shamelessly doing this, but I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. Right now I have 177. So if you haven't done so already, if you go to vineofdevotion.com, my website, you can receive the rest of the translations on this topic of Vaishnav Ninda. I think I'll post more today. I'm going to try to translate the rest of the section today. And also I'm making posts on different other topics. So yeah. All right, let's begin. Yeah, as I mentioned, I didn't get time to prepare. What I did just now, I have this is the first chapter of Chaitanya Bhagavat, and I put all the texts in this style so that I could jump through it quickly. And then I made all the commentaries on my Gurudev's commentary on these verses. I made it all small so that it's just easy to navigate this all. But then that's what I finished right when it was time to start. And so I actually haven't looked through this yet. Yeah. So, all right. Sorry. All this formatting stuff takes so long. If anybody wants this document, I'm happy to share it with you. Just let me know. Maybe I'll put it in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So let me make this big. So since I didn't get a chance to look at this and get a good overview, I think what I can do is just jump from verse to verse, and we can just see at least before each verse, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur will give like a title to it, or like an intro. So this is Nishanta Bhajan. This is and for the sadhak in whom Rati has not appeared yet, an ajata Rati sadhak. This is the stage of Shraddha. And this is Nishant Bhajan, which are the last 6 dandas of the night. It's the Nisha Anta, the night ends, Nisha Anta. So this is from 3:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he begins with this verse, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Pajami Kalipavanam. And then he also gives this verse right after it. How does it go? Nijate Godiyan Jagati Pari Griha Prabhur Iman. This is by Raghunath Das Goswami from the Shachishun Vashtakam. One second. Sorry, I need to stop formatting. I'm in formatting mode right now, so I can't stop myself. And so these are like the two invocation verses, I guess, that he gives to introduce Bhajana-rahasya. So when will Shachinandan Sri Gaur Hari appear in the path of my eyes? He accepted as his own the Gaudiya Vaishnavas in this world, who were like bees at his lotus feet. And he instructed them to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, counting a fixed number of rounds. And then after those two verses, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives these Bengali translation of both these verses. Like he took the essence of both these verses and he did that with all of the verses of Bhajana-rahasya. And then, whatever fruit can be obtained in Satyayuga by devoutly performing austerities and so on for hundreds of years, can be obtained in the age of Kali simply by chanting the names of Govinda. Then the Brihad Vishnu Puran states that other kinds of atonement are not necessary for one who chants the holy name. Shri Hari's name possesses such potency to destroy sins that it can counteract more sins than even the most sinful person is able to commit. Oops, I missed 5. Where's 5? Oops, okay, here. Sorry, one second. Okay, then the superiority of Kirtan is described in Vaishnav Chintamani, quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas and Bhakti Sandarbha. Sins are destroyed with great effort by remembering Sri Vishnu, by chanting his name. Sins are destroyed with great effort by remembering Vishnu, by smaranam of Vishnu. But by chanting his name, they are very easily destroyed. Kirtan is performed simply by using the lips to vibrate the names of the Supreme Lord and is far superior to smaran. Best of the dynasty of Bharat, the holy name of Sri Hari is eternally present only on the lips of one who has perfectly worshipped Vasudeva for hundreds of births. And then on this text 6, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives an overview of the entire Bhajana-rahasya, which we went over a couple of times, I mean. And then the stages from Shraddha to Prem. Adao Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Tato Bhajana Kriya. So we know this all. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartana Vritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. All these stages. He gives that verse from Bhakti Rasmita Sindhu. And then he says, he quotes this verse, whether I am burned by fire or remain encaged forever, I will never, ever desire the association of those who are averse to Krishna. And then the next verse, it is better to live with or embrace a snake, a tiger, or an alligator than to associate with those whose hearts are filled with varieties of material desires and who worship various demigods. One second, just making sure my mic is plugged in. Okay. And then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.1.103 states that Namabhas destroys all sins and liberates one from material existence. Then he quotes this verse by Rupa Goswami, Tam nirvyajam bhajaguna nidhim pavanam pavananam. That verse means, O reservoir of good qualities, just faithfully perform bhajan of Sri Krishna without duplicity. He is the supreme savior among all saviors and the most exalted of those who are worshipped with poetic hymns. When even a slight appearance of his name, which is like the sun, arises in the cave of one's heart, it destroys the darkness of great sins that are present there. Wow, this looks really nice. These Bengali verses that he's Parama Pavana Krishna Tahara Charan Nishkapata Shata Koroha Bhajan. Huh. So interesting because this doesn't really seem to be so related. No, it is totally related. Sorry, guys. I wish I had time to read this on my own. Um, anyways, we'll go over this again later. So now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he goes through the first verse of Shikshashtakam, which describes the sequence of bhajan. So this goes through Shraddha, Sadhusanga, Bhajana, Kriya, and Anatana Vritti, which is all grouped together. And then Nishta, and then Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, all of this is described in this first verse of Shikshashtakam. So I'm not gonna, and then he gives um, verses from other places in scripture which back up this, or which further explain this first verse of Shikshashtakam. So first he goes through the seventh verse of Rupa Goswami's Krishna Namashtak, describes the holy name as the embodiment of concentrated transcendental bliss and knowledge. So, O destroyer of the numerous sufferings of those who have taken shelter of you, O embodiment of delightful transcendental bliss, O great festival for the residents of Gokul, O all-pervading one, O Krishna Nam, time and again I offer respects to you who are replete with these qualities. The path of Ashtanga Yoga is always full of fear, Srimad Bhagavatam states. The mind that is disturbed by the enemies of lust, anger, greed, and so forth does not become as subdued or peaceful by practicing Yama or Niyam on the path of Ashtanga Yoga, as it does not, as it does. So it doesn't, uh, yeah, so the mind that's disturbed by Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, all that, does not become as subdued or peaceful by practicing Yama Niyam on the path of Ashtanga Yoga as it does by performing service to Sri Mukunda, which brings it completely under control. Hmm. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Gyan and Karma are condemned. Even pure knowledge, even Gyan, which is the direct sadhan to obtain liberation, has no beauty if it is devoid of devotion to Sri Bhagavan. How then can selfless action, can Nishkam Karma Yoga, which is not offered to the Supreme Lord, and fruit of action, Kamya Karma, which is always inauspicious in both its practice and perfection, be beautiful? Srimad Bhagavatam condemns the path of non-devotion. O Lord, devotional service, and this is a famous verse, Shreya Sritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho. O Lord, devotional service unto you is the main source of all kinds of auspiciousness. Those who give up this path only to cultivate Gyan will simply undergo hard work, suffer pain, and achieve difficulty. Just as the only gain of a person who beats empty husks is hard work, not rice. And okay, so that is interesting though, how that is his explanation of Cheto Darpana Marjanam. These are the verses that he uses for Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So it's going, all these things are the dust on the mirror of the heart, I guess, huh? Path of Ashtanga Yoga, all these different things. And so, but first he begins with this verse from Krishna Namashtakam, O destroyer of numerous sufferings of those who have taken shelter of you. So we take shelter of Harinama, destroy all our klish, all this distress. Okay, so I guess he starts with showing the purifying quality of Harinam, how it, giving us faith, how it can remove this dust. And then he goes through what is that dust? The Ashtanga Yoga, then karma and Gyan, Gyan and karma, and then um, and then the path of non-devotion. Yeah. So that's his and now his explanation on Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. I mean, the verses that he shows to further illuminate this. So first he gives us the blazing fire of material existence is extinguished by Nam Sankirtan. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6.246 says this verse, Nata Param Karma Nibandha Krintanam. So for those who desire liberation from the bondage of this material existence, there is no other means than chanting the name of Sri Bhagavan, who sanctifies even the holy places by the touch of his lotus feet. This Nam Sankirtan is able to destroy the root cause of all sinful activities, because when the mind has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, it will never again be caught by fruitive activities. By taking shelter of any atonement other than the name of Sri Bhagavan, the heart will remain affected by the modes of passion and ignorance, and sins will not be destroyed at the root. So why would anybody take shelter of any other kind of atonement? It's not even going to do the work. Only Harinam. Whoa, I accidentally went back. Okay. Okay, so now text 17. Then further, the Skanda Puran states, Sakrid Ucharitam Jena. A person who even once chants the two syllables Ha and Ri easily obtains liberation, or freedom from this suffering and the bhava sangsara, and the forced fire of material existence. And now gives this verse to explain this next section. The holy name is the moonlight that causes the white lotus of all auspiciousness to blossom. So the Skanda Puran Prabhaskanda says this famous verse, Madhura Madhuram Itam Mangala Mangalanam Sakala Nigamapalli Satvalam Chit Sarupam Sakridapi Parigitam Shraddaya Helaya Va Bhriguvara Naramatram Tarayit Krishna Nama. This, you can find this in the Gaudiya Gita also, this verse. The holy name is the most auspicious of all that is auspicious, and the sweetest of all that is sweet. It is the fully ripened transcendental fruit of all the creepers of the Shrutis. O best of the Bhrigu dynasty, if a person even once chants the name, the name of Sri Krishna without offense, be it with faith or indifferently, that chanting will deliver him from the bondage of material existence. And now the next one, Vidyavadu Jivanam. The holy name is the life of all transcendental knowledge, which is compared to a wife, a Vadhu. This is supported by the following verse of the Garuda Purana. Yadichasi Param Gyanam means, O best of kings, if you desire to obtain the topmost knowledge and the supreme goal of that knowledge, Prem Bhakti, then chant the holy name of Sri Govinda with great respect and devotion. And the demigods speak the following in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.540. They say, Dhatar yad asmin bhava isha jivas. O Vidhata, O Lord, O Paramatma. In this material world, the living entities, overwhelmed by the threefold miseries, cannot find any peace. Therefore, O Bhagavan, we take shelter of the shade of your lotus feet, which are full of knowledge. Then the last line of Srimad Bhagavatam 4.29-49 says, Savidyatan Matiryaya. So knowledge is that by which one's attention is concentrated upon the Supreme Lord. What is knowledge? That is that knowledge that by which one's attention is concentrated upon the Supreme Lord. Okay. The chanting, and now he's moving to Anandam Buddhivardhanam. The chanting of the holy name expands the ocean of transcendental bliss. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 8.3.20. Ekantino yasya nakanchanartam. So, translation of this verse is, the devotees who are exclusively surrendered unto the Supreme Lord and who have no desire who have no other desire than to attain him. They become immersed in an ocean of bliss by performing Sankirtan of his wonderful and supremely auspicious pastimes. It's from Gajendra. Okay. And now, Pratipalam Purnam Ritaswadanam, right? Nam Sankirtan enables one to taste complete nectar at every step. Therefore, the Padma Puran states, Devyo Namostu Bhavavaya Riddhijir Napanka, meaning is, the devotees whose bodily hairs stand on end and whose hearts tremble with bliss upon hearing the two syllables Kri and Shna, deliver the living entities engrossed in material existence. Clear-sighted, intelligent persons who desire eternal auspiciousness surrender to the lotus feet of these Rasik Bhaktas. Now, Sarvatma Snapanam. Chanting the holy name completely cleanses the self. Srimad Bhagavatam 12:12-48 states, Sankirtamano Bhagavan Ananta Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam Vipangsam. So the meaning is, Bhagavan Sri Hari himself enters the heart of a devotee who describes his name, form, qualities, pastimes, and so on, or who hears his glories. And he destroys all the darkness of the sins present there. Upon entering the heart of the jiva, the Supreme Lord destroys his offenses, impediments, duplicity, and material desires, just as a sun drives away darkness or a powerful wind scatters the clouds. This cleanses the mirror-like hearts of those who take shelter of Sri Krishna's name, and very quickly they attain their pure transcendental forms. Wow, beautiful. So those were all the verses on the first verse of Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka. And then it's interesting, he begins this section with a verse from Krishna Namashtak. What verse was it? I think it was like verse 5 or something. Can't remember. And now he gives the last verse of Krishna Namashtak, which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that song, Narad Muni Bhajai Bina Radhika Ramana Name, based on this verse. So Narad Divino Jivana Sudurmi Nirasad Madhuri Pura Tam Krishna Nama Kamang Spurame Rasane Rasena Sada. O life of Narad's Vina, O crest of the waves upon the transcendental ocean of nectar, O condensed form of all sweetness, O Krishna Nam, by your own sweet will, may you always appear on my tongue along with all transcendental ras. My Gurudev in his commentary says, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Muni vina ujivan sudhormi niryasa madhurite paripurna Krishna namochvas she nama anargala amara rasane nachunara serasaha e banchamane. Okay, no problem, Vidyalalasa Didi. Haribol. Oh, and Hare Krishna Zulma Natila. Haribol. Okay, so Rupa Goswami, he prays, O life of Narad Muni's Vina, O crest of the waves on the transcendental ocean of nectar, O condensed form of all sweetness, O Krishna Nam, may you always, by your own will, dance on my tongue with all transcendental ras. This is my prayer at your lotus feet. Now, the second verse of Sri Krishna Namashtak states, Jaya Namadeya Muni Vrindageya Janaranjanaya Param Akshara Krite Tvamanadaradhapi Managudiritam Nikilo Gratapa Pataling Vilumpasi. O Harinam, the great sages constantly chant your glories. To delight the devotees, you have appeared in the form of transcendental syllables. All victory unto you. May your excellence forever be splendidly manifest, and may you display it to all. O Prabhu, your excellence is such that even if your name is chanted only once and without respect, that is to indicate something else, as a joke, or for any other extraneous reason, it completely destroys the most fearsome of sins and even sinful thoughts. Thus, make me surrender to you without fail and purify me as I proclaim your glories and remember your power. Jiva Shiva lagi paramakshara akar, Muni vrinda gai shraddha kori anibar. Jai Jai Hari Nam, Akhilo Gratap, Nasha Koro Hela Gane, E Boro Pratap. So then my Gurudev says, O Lord, you have manifested as transcendental syllables, Shabda Brahma, for the benefit of the living entities. The great Munis and Maharshis always faithfully chant your glories. All victory to the holy name, which destroys all fearsome sufferings, even if chanted indifferently. Now, text 27 of Bhajana-rahasya. The Vedas, the Rig Veda in particular, describe the truth of the holy name, Nam Tattva, in this verse. So, wow, even the Vedas, the Rig Veda. Because generally the Vedas are mostly about rituals, right? Mostly about rituals to attain heaven, but even the Vedas, the Rig Veda, describes the truth of the holy name. So, Om Itetar Brahmano Nidishtam Nama Yasmar Ucharayamana Eva Sangsara Bhayatarayati Tasmar Uchate Tara Iti. Oh, I don't think that was, prose. Anyways, doesn't matter. One who chants Om, which is very close to Brahma, here meaning the Supreme Lord, and which indicates Brahma, is liberated from the fear of the material world. Therefore, Om is famous by the name Taraka Brahma, the deliverer. And then the Rig Veda, he's quoting from the Vedas, Rig Veda again, 156.3, describe the truth of the holy name, describes Nam Tattva. Om Asya Jananto Namachid Vivaktam Mahaste Vishnu Sumatim Bhajamahe Om Tat Sat. O Vishnu, all the Vedas appear from your name, which is fully conscious and all illuminating. Your name is the personification of transcendence and supreme bliss, and it is the embodiment of spiritual knowledge, which is easily obtained. I worship you by thoughtfully performing continuous chanting of your name. So Harinam is fully conscious, and Harinam is all illuminating. It's a personification of transcendence and supreme bliss, the embodiment of spiritual knowledge, and it is easily obtained. Now, the Rig Veda and also Srimad Bhagavatam 12.639 states, Tato bhutri virid onkaro yo vyakta prabhava svarat yattalingam bhagavato brahmana paramatmana. Sri Bhagavan is imperceptible. He is both undivided and divided. The transcendental vibration Om is his manifestation, and he is manifest in the three forms of Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The three syllables in Omkar represents the names of Hari, Krishna, and Ram. The name of Hari is none different from Hari himself. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives these Bengali verses. What does it say? Avyakta hoite Krishna swarat swatantra. Avyakta hoite Krishna swarata swatantra. Brahma Atma Bhagavan Lingatraya Tantra Akara Ukara Armakara Nirdesh Om Hare Krishna Ram Namer Vishesh. Okay, so in the three syllables of Om, which is A U Ma, Om, Om. The A refers to Hari, the U refers to Krishna, and the Ma refers to Rama. So Om, A U Ma, Om refers to Hari, Krishna, and Ram. Hari hoite abhinna sakala hari nam. Vacha vachak bhede purna kore. Sorry. Vacha vachak bhede purna kore kam. Just going to read my Gurudev's commentary here. Bhajana-rahasya vritti. The manifest Brahma, Śrī Krishna, is much greater than the unmanifest Brahma and completely independent from it. Para Brahma Śrī Krishna is always manifest in the three forms of Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The three sounds in the Omkar, A, U, and Ma, represent Hari, Krishna, and Ram, respectively. Shri Hari is non-different from all the names of Hari. His personal form is known as Vachya, that which is nameable, and his transcendental name is known as Vachak, that which denotes. So the Vachya is a thing which is being spoken of, and the Vachak is that which denotes that thing that's being spoken of. So Vachya, Vachak. These two forms, so basically Nam and Nami, these two forms fulfill the desires of each and every sadhak. And then there's a note here. It says the syllables of the Omkar also have the following meaning. A for Krishna, U for Sri Radha, and Ma for the gopis. And the Chandra Bindu, the dot over the M, is the living entity. Okay, now there's this famous verse from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, which is often sung in Nagar Sankirtans. Like on doing Navadip Parikrama, sometimes you'll hear different brahmacharis or different devotees sing this. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhu bole kohilaya e maha mantra, iha japa giya sabe koriya nirbandha. Iha hoite sarva siddhi hoive sabar, sarvakhan bolo ite vidhi nahi aar. That's Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Lila 23, verses 77 to 78. The Lord said, regularly chant this Maha Mantra. In this way, you will attain all perfection. Chant at any time and in any circumstance. There are no rules for chanting, no other rules for chanting. Just chant in any time and in any circumstance. This way, you'll attain all perfection. So then my Gurudev says in his commentary, he says, Sriman Mahaprabhu says that by chanting the Maha Mantra, all bondage will vanish and the jiva will attain perfection. In other words, he will attain the wealth of Krishna Prem. Therefore, one should chant the Maha Mantra at all times. One is not required to follow any special rules or regulations to chant it. Then text 31, Bhajana-rahasya, Bhakti Rasmrita Sindhu 1.2.103 states, Achirad eva sarvartha siddhatesham abhipsita sadharmasya vabodhaya yesham nirbandhini mati. The holy name is the bestower of all perfection, and those who continuously chant Harinam with such firm faith and conviction, they quickly obtain the fruit of prem. Beautiful verse from Bhakti Rasmrita Sindhu. Bestows all perfection. Those who continuously chant Harinam with firm faith and conviction, they all quickly obtain the fruit of prem. Nirbandini mati saha Krishna nama kore. Ati shigra prem phala she nama dhare. What time is it? Okay. How many verses are in this chapter? Only 38. Okay. So then, I'll just quickly read this. So one who has firm desire in his heart to know true Dharma will very quickly have his inner desire fulfilled. The perfection and inner desire of devotees is to attain service of Govinda's lotus feet. This service is realized by affectionately completing one's chanting of a fixed amount of holy names. How do we attain the service of Govinda's lotus feet? It's only realized by affectionately, not just trying to get the rounds done quickly. Okay, done. No, it's affectionately completing one's chanting of a fixed amount of holy names. By this, prema will be incited in the heart of the sadhak by the mercy of Nam Prabhu. Day and night, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur was chanting 3 lakhs of Harinam with determination. His vow was, Khanda Khanda Hoy Deho Jadi Pran, Tabu Ami Badanena Chari Harinam. That's Chaitanya Bhagavad Adikanda 1694. He says, even if my body is cut to pieces and my life air exits, I will never abandon the chanting of Harinam. Text 32. Hari Bhakti Vilas, and so all these different verses you can see here on the screen, the 112, 99 last line, 123, 124, 126 last line, and this chapter 17 of Hari Bhakti Vilas gives the following injunctions for chanting. Tulasi kashta ghatatair manibhir japamalika sarvakarmani sarvesham ipsitarta phala prada Kopucha sadrishi karja yadva sampakriti shubha tarjanya nasprishet sutram kampaye na vidunayet angushta parva madhyastang parivartam samacharit nasprishet vamahastena kauravrashtam nakarayet Bhukta mukta tata krishto madhyamayam japit suddhi. Okay, so then a japamala made of tulasi or precious stones fulfills all kinds of inner desires. A japamala shaped like a cow's tail or a snake is auspicious. One should not touch the japamala with the forefinger. One should not swing or shake the mala again and again while chanting. Chant and change the direction of the mala using the thumb and the middle finger. Do not touch the mala with the left hand, and do not let it fall from the hand. Shouldn't let the mala fall from the hand. Interesting. Those who desire material enjoyment, bhukti, and those who desire liberation, mukti, chant with the middle finger. But then my Gurudev mentions that although it is mentioned that one can use a japa mala of precious stones, such a mala is not to be used in our sampradaya. Also, it is mentioned that chanting with the middle finger is for those desiring sense enjoyment and liberation. Nonetheless, we chant in this way because we follow the method adopted by our Guru Parampara. Okay, text 33. Hari Bhaktivilas states, Mana Sangharanam Shocham Mona Mantrartha Chintanam Avyagratvam Anirvedo Japa Sampatti Hetava. While chanting, one should be one-pointed and give up talking about mundane topics. With a pure heart, one should think about the meaning of the holy name and be steadfast and patient in one's chanting and remembrance of the holy name. Such a practical verse. Probably should memorize that. That'd be a nice thing to say before I chant. Japa kale manake ekagra bhave loho chitte shuddha thako vrita kata nahi koho namartha chintaho sada dhairjashraya koro namete adar kori Krishna namasmara. The method for one to perfect the chanting of his mantras, both Harinam and Gayatri, is described in this text. My Gurudev is explaining. Mana Sangharanam means While chanting the holy name, one should fix the mind on the desired name of the Lord and remember pastimes connected with that name. The mind of the conditioned living entity wanders to different subjects, and therefore, one should stay in the association of sadhus and control the mind through renunciation and practice. Then the next item is shocha. It is necessary for the sadhak to maintain a standard of external cleanliness by bathing and so forth, and to keep his mind pure through internal cleanliness. He can do this by bringing the 6 enemies headed by lust under control. In this way, his mind will not be attracted to anything other than Krishna. Then mona, to speak only Bhagavad Gita and reject talk unrelated to Krishna. This is known as mona, or silence. One should not talk about anything mundane while chanting. So manas sangharanam, shocha, mona, and now we come to avyagrata. The restless nature of the unsteadied mind is called vyagrata. One should chant with avyagrata. That means that's the opposite of vyagrata. That means a peaceful and undisturbed mind. And then anirved, one should not become discouraged by moving slowly in one's endeavor to attain the desired goal. Rather, one should chant with patience. Patience. Then nam artha chintan. While chanting mantras, the sadhak should remember Sri Radhakrishna's pastimes of meeting, milan, and separation. When he chants his mantras, he should practice in the following 5 ways. Okay, so this is how we chant our mantras, our Gayatri mantras. 1. The sadhak should know the meaning of the mantra. He should remember the predominating deity of the mantra devata, and his own specific relationship with that deity. Then 2 is nyas. The deity of the master is my protector. Sorry, the deity of the mantra is my protector. That's nyas. This conviction is called nyas. It is true that success can be attained by uttering the mantra one time only. Nonetheless, the mantra is uttered 10 or 108 times for the pleasure of the mantra devata. This is also called nyas. And then prapatti, that means I take shelter of the lotus feet of the mantra devata. It's called prapatti. Then 4, sharanagati. I am a jiva who is suffering greatly, and therefore I surrender to the deity. This resolve is sharanagati. And then atmanivedan. Whatever I have belongs to him. It is not mine. I do not even belong to myself. I am his for him to enjoy. This is atmanivedan. So if the devotee follows the process comprised of these 5 limbs, he will quickly attain perfection in chanting his mantras. This would be a nice thing to read before you do your anik, your Gayatri mantras, huh? Just to this. So the sadhak should know the meaning of the mantra. Then there's nyas, prapatti, sharanagati, atmanivedan. I'd like to learn these. Maybe print them out. That'd be a nice thing, huh? Have it printed out so that you can recite before you do your anik. Okay, now, text 34. We're almost at the end. Sri Gopal Guru Goswami explains the meaning of the holy name as follows. Actually, I see it's already 8:06. So there's just a few verses left, like 4 verses left, but we'll go over this tomorrow. And then we can sing this last verse without rushing it. This pastime from Govinda Lilamrita. At the end of the night, Vrindadevi, fearing the approach of day, indicates to the shuka, the parrot and sari, and other birds to make sweet sounds to awaken Sri Radha Krishna. A cool, gentle, fragrant breeze is slowly blowing. With charming calls, the peacocks, peahens, shuk, sari, and cuckoos glorify Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes. They say, "Oh Vrajraj Nandan, oh Nikunjeshwari, when will we receive your darshan?" Although the divine couple have been aroused by the sweet chirping of the birds, they embrace each other in fear of being separated and again fall asleep, wary from amorous play. Anyway, so we're going to read this pastime. We'll go through it thoroughly tomorrow. That's our program for today. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. On Vidyalalasa Didi, yes, I can paste that portion on Anik in the group. Yeah, maybe I'll put it in the group. That's a good idea. Anyways, I'll do that soon. All right. Sorry, guys, I've been so unprepared in these programs. But yeah, tomorrow we only have four or five verses left, so we'll definitely finish this first chapter of Bhajana-rahasya tomorrow. And hopefully, now that I've done some preparation, maybe I can prepare an overview just so that we know the topics easily. All right. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Guru Dev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swapar Shaji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Jai Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka ki jai, Jai Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, his Bhajana-rahasya ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo, Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyashta kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams, Nitai Mukeshji, Chatamai Mataji, and Ganga Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Zulma, Hare Krishna, Vidyalala Siddhi. Oh, and Vraja, Haribo Vraja. And all the other devotees, Dandavat pranams. Thanks again for tolerating my sleepiness. Also, I've gotten back into a bad habit of going to sleep really late, and I need to get out of that. All right, Haribol. See you all tomorrow. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end my stream? All right, see you all tomorrow for the end of Bhajana-rahasya, this first Yāma Sādhana. Haribol. Haribol. Haribol Chatamaya.